Hey there, viewers and listeners. This is Harry editing the podcast beforehand. I wanted to mention that there's about 4 minutes in this episode of video that ended up being weird. Some of the cameras didn't record. So instead of going back and recording this entire episode over again, I thought I'd mention it at the beginning. And there's a slight audio desync later in the episode, which shouldn't be noticeable to you guys. We talk over each other all the time anyways. So I thought I'd mention that before the podcast, but go ahead and enjoy. Leave us a review and follow us on all our socials. Thank you.
Welcome back to Cryptic Corner, a place where we take a deep dive into the mysteries of the internet and the occasional movie review. I am your host, Travis, and above me are my beautiful co-hosts, Harry.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Estella. I was delayed, I'm sorry. Jared.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
And Cherub.
Oh no.
And today, we are reviewing...
That's all you're getting.
We are reviewing Paranormal Activity movies 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna review all of them,
yeah.
though.
These
But
were some
we're
of
gonna,
the movies of all time.
Yeah. We're gonna probably split into 2 parts, right?
No, we're just doing 1 through 4 this time, and then the next time we watch them, we're gonna do
Oh, that's what I
5
mean.
through 7.
Because the
2
Paranormal
parts.
Activity movies span a bunch of movies. So this podcast, we're covering Paranormal Activities 1 through 4.
Yep.
Yeah, they.
I think the rest of them aren't
were
on the
movies.
same timeline, right? It's a different story.
So from what I can remember, from what
the ghost dimension ties back into some of the main plot of the first 4.
Oh, okay. I'm sure it does because they need to do a little fan service. But
before we start,
I'm just gonna say it's they're different universes.
before we start breaking down the movies, I just wanna talk about their budgets. How much the movie was made for, who directed them.
Can I just guess who's the publisher or whatever the studio?
Actually, I don't know who the publisher
Blumhouse?
thing is either. Hold on.
I think you may be correct because I did know this at one point and then I forgot. We were supposed to do this podcast last week, and then my computer shit itself right in its britches while we were trying to record. So
there's
we had to delay
actually
the podcast.
there's multiple production companies.
Oh, really?
Blumhouse. It's got to be Blumhouse.
Yeah. The directors who were involved with the Paranormal franchise was Oren Pelly, Gregory Plotkin, William Eubank, Ariel Skolman, Todd Williams. That's such a basic name. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Henry Juiced and
Juiced.
Christopher Landon.
What a
And
cast of
holy shit,
characters.
Yeah, there's a huge cast of
Yeah.
faces here.
Skullman,
So here, the
Juice.
production companies, I got the companies. It's Paramount, Solana, DreamWorks, and Blumhouse.
Actually, there's
Really?
more
That's a lot.
on the actual Google. It's actually
This is
Blumhouse
IMDb.
Productions, Solana Films, Paramount Players, Room 101 Incorporated, and another Blumhouse thing. I'm sorry, I'm extremely
And
tired.
does IMDb not cover all of them?
I'm pretty sure. I think it might
It may
just be
the
the
first
ones
movie.
who made the first movie, which
Yeah.
I gotta say, the budget for the first movie is
It seemed
astonishing.
pretty small.
I believe it was somewhere around $10,000 to $15,000. I had it up a couple
And
days.
if
That's
it's
That's
That's
extremely
very-
impressive. They did a very,
Yeah.
very good job for the budget they had.
I'm about to say for the
I
budget,
don't know
that's
if anybody
actually
disagrees.
B1
like
uh,
budget wise, yeah.
budget. Okay, Okay,
The
I
most
have it.
expensive thing was the camera.
So they're from what I remember, they used one of the director's houses for the set,
I was gonna say,
and it was
like,
just
that
like a
is
whole
house.
bunch of
That's not a set.
prop setup. Yeah, they just did a whole bunch of prop setup.
Yeah, probably that
so
and the CGI at the end.
there was no CGI at the end of number 1, was there?
1 and 2, I'm pretty sure there was like nothing.
Yeah, that's
Everything was
like
practical.
Probably
That's actually
good
very,
lord.
very minor
I hope the
effects.
podcast isn't
Very,
gonna sound
very
like
minor
that.
effects on Katie's face at the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
So it's
So real-
probably fucking Photoshop, not CG.
So real quick, the budget was 15,000 USD, and their box office, that's the amount they made,
Millions.
was 194.2 million USD.
That's
Oh
a
my
crazy
Fucking
profit.
crazy.
That
Yeah.
is literally the peak performance. That is what movies are supposed to be. Do what you can with a little money and do it properly. Don't
Yeah,
It's
do
very
it-
interesting.
chuck fucking
do it
money
right.
and people at it. Yeah.
It's very interesting because it's like very much an anti-blockbuster in that sense.
Oh yeah.
So what I kind of want to do for like each of these movies that we're going to be going over, as to not take up too much time, I just want to do like a little quick review instead of breaking down the entire movie, and then we'll shortly move on to number 2. We'll also talk about its production, the amount of money it made, and the amount of money it costs to make that, and then we'll also just kind of break it down. A lot of these
Yeah.
movies were just a whole lot of nothing and just like basically looking
Building.
at people,
A lot.
basically looking at people go throughout their lives with like some weird spooky stuff happening.
Oh yeah.
I think the most that ever happened was in number 3.
I'm trying to remember
Yeah,
3
number
from
3
4,
is where
which
the
says a
story
lot.
really unfolded. Yeah.
I think it was number 3. The number 3 had the
Kinda.
little girls in it. I
Yeah.
think. I could
Yeah.
be wrong.
Yeah.
But
You're not
yeah,
wrong.
for me, like probably about a third of my 20 pages of notes were just a noise happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Uh-oh.
pretty much.
Another
Yeah, it's
noise.
just basically
Spooky.
it's like, oh, a knock, and yeah.
Let me pull this back up.
Well,
over
I'll
here.
comment while Travis is doing that. Estella and I watched all of them together. We almost didn't watch the 4th together, but the system that I have here made it so fucking nice. The THX subwoofer with the lighting and everything, the atmosphere was amazing. So I noticed a lot. They did a lot of what's the dog trainer guy's name? I can't remember him right now. Where he associates whistling with treats, and that's his theory.
Pavlov?
Pavlov. The Paranormal Activity movies Pavlov you into hearing the bass, the sub bass going, and that's when shit's about to happen. So my whole floor in my room would start shaking as soon as something was gonna happen. So
Interesting.
like all that, and we would tense up waiting for some shit to happen, and it was either like one of the characters jumping in the frame to like scare what's his face, Mika or whatever,
Oh,
to
yeah,
and also
that,
fuck the pronunciation of Micah, screw
So
that.
disgusting.
It was like either a fake jump scare of like one of the characters, or a real jump scare of shit happening and you didn't know what was what, but you knew something was coming because of the sub moving.
Yeah. Like
It
if
was-
the person
Yeah.
were actually there.
Yeah.
That's what happened with a lot of me. Like the stuff that was supposed to be scary didn't scare me, but like
Except for the
when
women.
the one chick in the movie jumped in front of the camera, it fucking got me.
That happened
Yeah.
twice.
Every-
In the 4 movies, I remember a chick jumping into the camera twice.
Every time.
Yeah. Every time
Oh,
Chad saw a
scary.
woman jump in front of the camera, he screamed.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
it
scrubbed
was
so
the-
hard.
That was the running joke for the night. I'm scared of
Yeah.
women.
Yep.
I want to talk about the cast for the first movie. I just now realized this, which is why I was giggling earlier. So we're joined by Katie, Micah, Dr.
Mika.
Fredericks, Diane, and Amber in the first Paranormal movie. There's also this guy
Yeah,
named
hopefully her last name is like Bird.
Jackson Zena Frito. Kind of reminds me of Frito. Katie is played by
Jackson
Katie
Frito.
Featherston. Mika is played by Mika Slope.
Oh my god, he played
Dr.
himself.
It's a true
Dr.
story.
Fredericks is
We
played by
saw that.
Mark Fredericks. The
Wow,
only
everyone's
person
self-insert.
here who is not playing themselves is Ashley Palmer, who played Diane.
What the? Why even? Why? Like, what's
I
the
don't
point?
know.
Maybe
And
that's her
then
pen name.
Amber
It's
was
true.
played by, can you guess it?
Fucking
Amber?
Amber.
Amber Armstrong.
Oh, it's
Let's
Armstrong.
go.
Okay, not heard.
Yeah,
That's
so
kind of a goofy little factoid, I guess.
and by the way, there's a certain order you're supposed to watch these movies in. I didn't know this.
There's certain.
So
Until,
we
like-
just watched 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
I'm about to say, I feel like the way it's meant
The
to be watched is
timeline's all
chronologically.
fucked up like Star Wars.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to watch 2 first, and then you're supposed to watch 1, then you're supposed to watch 3,
Eh.
right? Did I get that wrong?
No.
Nah,
No,
I
it
usually-
would make
I
sense
think-
if you went.
I mean,
3, 2,
if you
1,
wanna
4.
get-
I'll never get the thing
Yeah,
where
I
it's
would
like
agree with Harry.
prequel first. I think you're supposed to watch like just it as normal, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, because
So they went fucking
There's stuff-
backwards, like. But there was okay. So I'll comment on this too because I thought about this. In every movie, there's clips about the ones that happened before for context.
I would say that. Then again, you don't even really need
So,
to watch any of them.
movie
to
2
know.
had clips of movie 1 for context, and movie 3
Yes.
had clips of movie 2.
And
in movie 4 had
says
movie 3.
something. It'll like
Yeah.
it says something before too, like in
Yeah.
the context and
Yeah.
the year.
I really thought that movie 4 wasn't going to have anything to do with the other ones, but it brought it back after the beginning.
Well, I could tell right away with the fourth one. Probably be good to talk about like what you guys' thoughts are on the first movie.
First movie. I like the first movie. I thought they did a really good job with like the jump scares and shit. Number 3 was pretty okay. It was all right, especially the end. I thought the end was kind of wild. Or was that number
thought
4?
I thought we were gonna talk about the movies one at a time. You know, like what we
I
thought
feel like
about.
Travis
Yeah.
needs to go back and watch them before we have this podcast.
Dude, I
Yeah.
don't remember a lot of the movies. I'm not going back and watching them all over again. That's for fucking sure.
I'll
Just
say
get
this.
Just get a summary, bro.
Nah, it's good.
I kind of like the first. I didn't love it or anything, but the first one I was like, I kind of get it. I like it. You know,
Yeah.
First one
It was very much like
probably
I kind of like that.
5 out
No,
of 10.
It was slow, but it was very unique in its style, and I haven't really seen anything like it. So it's like,
Yes.
okay, I like the novelty of it.
Yes. It took me a minute to get into their style because I'm so not used to it. No horror movies do this.
Yeah,
The
it
atmosphere
was very
built for like
unique.
90% of the movie.
I mean,
So
Yeah, and I
Blair Witch Project or the
Blair
yeah,
Witch
the
Project.
Project or
yeah, Blair, yeah.
that's
it's
one
like
thing I
the
can
same
compare to.
format, and it's way better known.
That's true. I think these movies deserve more credit.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, for
it definitely
sure, for
like
sure.
was better than I was expecting because I've scrolled past this movie like on Netflix so many times because I had very low expectations.
Yeah, it
But
just didn't look right.
I
But they
was
fucking
curious, so it was definitely way better than I expected. But I also wasn't looking half the movie.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
up with that?
I was making projects.
Oh yeah, the first movie where she was making these little hearts. She made us some
Yeah.
little hearts, and we're
Well-
using them as our microphone clips.
To be honest, you didn't really miss
That's
much
great.
in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of
I
just
watched
like,
what was scary.
Put the microphone to your mouth.
I watched what
Yeah.
was scary.
The movie was very slow.
it was just
I'll
like,
say that.
oh, I'm gonna just put
Yeah.
this and like let it turn
the music, like,
turn.
That was
lets you
movie
know
2.
when something's maybe gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, movie 2 was when the camera was moving. Wait,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, that may have been 3.
That was 3.
That was
He
3 as
broke the
well.
fan, and it was
Yeah.
like,
Well, he didn't break it. He took it
break the
apart.
fan, yeah, he took it
and
apart.
He MacGyvered
Dude,
it,
he told
yeah.
her he was gonna put it back together, and he never fucking did.
That's because he died.
Because spoilers, they die.
Spoilers, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot
I
of
don't remember how
Common
they did.
theme.
there's a lot of
The
deaths
ghost
in
got
this
them.
movie.
Like, but how?
Uh,
Like,
he kind of did Upwards Dog really seriously.
Yes, up dog.
Yeah, he did Upwards Dog really, really well.
More like up
Yes.
the fucking stairs.
Dude, the biggest goddamn tragedy out of all of them was the fucking dog dying.
Yeah.
The ghost
Oh.
got the dog.
Yeah, that
He didn't
sucks.
deserve that. Free my boy, dude.
what happened to the cat?
There was
Nothing.
a
The cat's
cat?
cool.
Okay, cool.
Dude, cats
There was
are
a cat.
also
No one cares.
No, cats are already evil.
There was a cat.
Yeah,
There was a cat
they're already
before.
possessed.
Ghosts
already
are scared
possessed.
of cats in reality.
No, creepers are scared of cats.
Simple.
Yeah. Bozo.
Anyways,
Bozo.
I'm gonna give it to Cherub to like kind of summarize the first movie for us.
You
It's
want me
not
to
very
summarize the first one?
Yeah. I gotta give you
The first
some
one,
talking
which is-
room, okay?
Mhm.
I'll talk when I want to talk.
What do you think about
But
it? I want to know.
I don't
your
know. I
opinion
get
on it.
the first one is the most cut and dry. I do think it's since we already went over the budget, it's the slowest one because you're trying to make the most out of nothing, really.
But it feels
And
real.
so I can probably. So that's the thing. I can, as much as I can rip into the first one for hours. It's the only one out of the whole franchise that feels the most authentic in this like
Yeah.
found footage kind of world they're creating. It's like, oh, and I think that's why the first one scared me so much growing up was I feel like, oh yeah, something's just gonna reach up and take me one of these days. Like they did the best of making you truly feel that sense of horror and uneasy just kind of lingering around you.
Yes. It
Um,
feels like you found the tape somewhere
but-
and you are playing it on your own TV, finding this out for yourself. The legitimate
Yeah.
found footage style.
But for the most part, the brief summary for the first movie is, what, like,
Can we help?
moderately, like, new couple? Not even a new couple.
Well, they're together for 3 years.
Because they're not,
Yeah.
but they're not engaged. So, long-term couple living together, has spooky things start coming for the girl.
Yeah.
Is just the whole synopsis of the first
That's-
movie. And she has like the dumbest,
And-
douchiest
and
boyfriend
The girl is
ever written.
the only character.
Period.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck Mika. It's because his name is pronounced that way.
Calling
She-
him Micah for the rest
fun
of this
fact,
podcast.
She is the only character that lives through all 4 movies.
Yeah. Well, lives.
Because
Yeah, lives.
Mhm.
I think her soul is gone.
I'm about to say, I think she's technically dead. Her body's alive, but
But
We
she's
can get that-
she's
that later.
technically the same character that she was in the first movie because she becomes what do we call Ghost Man? What was his name in the 4th movie? Like John?
Toby.
Can we call him
Toby.
no, it was
Dan?
still
Toby.
Toby, but then
Toby.
they started calling him like Hunter
He-
too. Like
No,
that's-
Hunter was the little boy's name.
No,
Toby.
but
Hunter's the
remember,
kid.
like,
Can we
I don't
call
know,
the
the mom
demon
was talking to a
Dan?
ghost named Hunter.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Hunter's
Toby.
the little kid that got his name changed, I guess. Yeah, the ghost's name is Toby in the 4th movie.
Oh.
So we'll call him Toby before
And the
before she
third.
gets Tobied on.
Yeah.
What?
Before she gets
she's Tobied
McWeird.
in the first movie. So my point stands.
yeah, and I
Toby
actually kind of like the
Maguire.
characterization of Ben in the first movie. It wasn't great, but you know, I feel like it established the characters decently. Like Like they have
Yeah, if you
their
come
own
at it-
personalities a little bit.
If you come at it thinking about it like the fucking Chucky movies or most of the other horror movies of time, then you're not going to like it very much. This is a movie, and now a series, that stands on its own, I believe. This is in a category of its own.
I feel like they did
For
really
the
good
most
with
part.
like character building and whatnot in the movies. Like each character had their own personality, and it really showed.
Yeah, I really did not like Mika. Screw that guy.
I'm about to
I
say
was,
like
I was upset about the ending of the first one. I don't.
What do you mean,
my
that he
boy
got
didn't
fucked?
deserve that. No, no,
Yeah, he did. He was an
didn't deserve
ass.
it. He did not. He didn't deserve it. He just wanted to
He
figure out what was
definitely
going on.
No,
he
he
overstepped
was
the
egging it on.
boundaries a lot.
He,
I
yeah,
no,
he
if
ignored
I
them.
was her, I would have like
Yeah,
set better boundaries, like
Yeah.
you
enforced
wouldn't
them better.
have let me get away with that shit.
Mm-mm. Nope.
well,
I wouldn't
Not
live,
at all.
dude.
This.
The ghost wouldn't have killed me. I wouldn't have gotten Tobied. It would be her.
No, you
I'll just say
would've gone
this.
to
I
the
think he
position
deserves something
he-
because he's a foot guy.
No, no, no.
Oh yeah, he does
That's-
have like this weird foot fetish at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
And that's why he deserves it.
He was like,
Yeah.
look at them feet on camera.
Yeah, and he was like weirdly horny with her, like, let's make a sex. Like half the guys in movies were like, let's make a sex tape, babe.
Oh yeah, that was also an ongoing.
'Cause that's
theme in the
all
All
movie.
of them.
Everyone, yeah, which is like, why is this like a current theme?
Dude, what else do you do with cameras? Make a podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
obviously
Music
that's what every guy
videos.
does to the camera. Every single guy.
That's like when you give people, not just guys, when you give people a pen, they draw penis. When you give anybody a
The guy
camera,
can't.
it's one of two things. It's a podcast or a sex tape. That's all you get.
I
Yeah.
can assure you that I've never drawn a penis in my entire life.
That is so
Liar.
straight
Liar.
up fucking false.
All the
That is
truth.
so
Liar.
wrong.
Nobody believes you.
Whatever.
Bibber.
Don't believe me. I don't care.
I think he's a liar.
All right, guys, vote in the
Liar, liar,
comments.
pants on fire.
We don't even have to do the outro. We're
Shame
voting.
on
Vote
you.
in the comments. Has Travis drawn
It's not
a
even-
penis before?
It's not even the end yet. We're only 21 minutes through.
We got. Yeah, we're almost 30 minutes in, and we have gone over maybe part of the first movies.
I
Yeah.
don't think there's a lot to go over,
But-
except for like.
And
Oh, that
already
was-
the whole movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty
A little bit
much
more.
it. The
At the
entire
end.
movie. There's like a few knocks and bumps. I mean, there was this interesting part
I
in
like-
the movie where he throws down baby powder on the floor, and he actually
thought-
sees some
yeah.
like
That was kinda
claw
smart.
marks.
That
They're
was
not just
interesting.
their
I like that.
hoofs. They're demon hoof marks.
No, they were
Yeah.
literally claws. It literally showed like
They were claws, yeah.
There was
It's
like,
like 3
a
feet,
lot
like
of
3 feet.
different patterns. I
Like
feel like.
this.
I think
It's
the
like
directors
this,
were
you
like,
know?
"Oh, let's just put a whole bunch of shit in the floor.
No.
Maybe that will be scary."
Yeah, I
do
like.
think
I
they
like
did a
that.
good job with that. It wasn't feet prints like people prints. It was something. So that you like as a viewer, you weren't expecting that. I think they did a
wanna-
good job.
I want to interview.
I
one
also
day
like the
one
part
of these
where-
directors and just like, I want to know their thought process of like making the movies and shit. I think that'd be interesting.
I like
But I don't
I like the
think we're
part,
big
though,
enough for
uh,
that.
Fucking make
when
me-
the psychic comes and,
Whoa,
and he just like
woman
goes up to the
abuse.
house and he's like, "Oh shit, this is fucked. I'm leaving."
yeah,
That's pretty funny.
I feel like there was only a little bit of horror movie logic with these guys. Like usually it's I
Well-
tripped, I fell. Oh my gosh, there's something scary in that room. Let me go check.
If you
Yeah.
think about it, it is kind of like lost footage. So like these people didn't really know what they were getting themselves into. They were just like, oh,
Right.
funny
It
camera.
felt
I kinda like-
rightful. Like when they went and investigated, it felt rightful that they were doing that.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they were going out of their way to cause shit. Except for Mika, because he was like,
Well, Mika was.
he was
He was
he
trying
was
to
egging
he
the
was
ghost on.
deliberately trying to cause
Yeah,
shit.
he was being
Let's
an
be
ass.
real. She was like, no
Yeah, like,
Ouija
yeah, the
boards,
Ouija
and he brings a
board.
Ouija board into the home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
You borrowed
buy
a
it.
Ouija
I
board?
borrowed it.
I borrowed it from a friend.
yeah, dumb bitch.
Which
And it came back in
find
number
out
2, I think, right?
from where?
Yeah.
You got it from Auntie,
I
which,
I
like, I guess instead of like summarizing all of the movies, I think we should talk about just the storyline in general, so that it kind of makes sense a little bit more to the people watching. Because the movies, like we were saying earlier, they play out like
They're all
Star
connected.
Wars did, and they're connected, but the timeline's all fucked up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the,
It
like,
was just such a
It's just
slow burn to
backwards
get through,
in
man.
everyone.
They're all
Yeah.
good movies.
Yeah.
Just, they're
Watch
so
it.
fucking
Watch-
slow.
Well, the thing is, watching them all in a row is a fucking slog. Because it's a
Yeah.
one-trick pony. It very much is a, oh, something spooky happened,
Yeah,
and that's
so
half the movies.
for those
Yeah,
there
listening,
isn't-
all four
and
of
it
them
can't
are
make
the
up-
same that way.
Yeah, and it can make up with it with character development or like interesting plot threads.
Yeah.
Well,
I learned to start
not
expecting those
interesting
things
enough.
from the movie.
yeah,
for those
exactly.
for those listening, a couple weekends ago, we were supposed to have watched the whole of
Yeah, that was
Paranormal
not happening.
Activity, all
No.
7 hours, and we only made it through 4. It was.
We needed a breather. We needed a breather. So you
We
end up
did need
watching
a
Dumb and
breather.
I
Dumber.
had no idea there was 3 more.
Yeah, there's 3 more.
3 more.
Nah.
So I think we
So
should
is
totally
that
do
on
another
Cryptic?
episode on that, or at least I want to watch them because I enjoyed these 4 so much. I really did.
Really?
It
These have to
kinda
be
makes
this
me-
has to be my favorite series of horror stuff.
It kind of makes me
Really?
finish the
I-
Blair Witch projects. 'Cause I never finished that
Yeah,
one.
How many
Yeah, we
Blair
gotta
Witch
watch
movies
those.
are there?
That's
just
interesting
like-
because I feel very
I
different.
thought it was- There's more than one.
2 and then a remake.
Yeah, remake. Okay.
Two
Man,
that
I
are
thought there
connected
was
and then a
just
remake.
one.
What's the
Me
other
too.
what's the other series of movies that's like all connected for some reason and they're like
Insidious.
those Insidious, yeah.
Oh, I've seen
There's
those,
also
for sure.
the Exorcist movies.
Cloverfield?
Yeah.
Cloverfield's
one,
Cloverfield.
The ring.
There's
Um,
like 3 of them.
oh, you want to know it'd be a fucking challenge? All of the Annabelle movies.
Oh my
Fuck,
god.
or
no.
Saw. I want to do.
Would that be
Saw,
like? Would that be
kinda.
like the Conjuring
I'd like to
series?
rewatch Saw.
It's
Conjuring
the
is
Con-
a part
It's considered the Conjuring universe.
Yeah. They're still the same universe.
It makes me
fucking
want to
horror-
rip my fucking brains out, especially the
Dude.
La
Yeah, Annabelle
Llorona
is in the same
movie.
universe
Horror-
too.
Horror
Especially
movies
the-
had like the whole like
Oh,
you know
God.
universe down before Marvel did.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Horror movies had the whole cinematic universe before Marvel had it.
The only thing
never
is, I
knew.
think Marvel
Because their
did it
cinematic
better.
universe is the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
But, we're getting off top-
these movies
topic.
rank really high for me because they're so unique. This is like a Titanfall 2 moment for me where they just went a different direction than everybody else and they fucking nailed it.
Well, I think the other reason why it's like, because I do enjoy these movies, despite them being super slow. It's just that you don't
Yeah.
get to see the threat like the other horror movies out there. Like, you can see fucking Jason coming from like a mile away, but this thing, you have
But
no
that's the
idea
thing,
where
that's
it's
the
coming
viewers,
from.
You're not supposed to know.
Yeah, you don't know when it comes, aside from like, you know, maybe like a sound cue or something. Which
That's what I'm saying. The subwoofer, like THX, dude. If you guys know THX, right? They're the people. They're the
Oh.
big silver fucking logo that goes oh, like it,
Yeah,
it shakes
Took
the
me a
shit out
second.
of
Oh,
everything.
Yeah, I know what you're
I
talking about.
remember.
Yeah.
I
That's
remember.
I have a THX certified subwoofer under my desk that we use for movies. So this shit just shakes the whole room. It's amazing. So using that as the audio cue for when shit's hitting the fan, it had me on the edge of my seat. It felt good.
We didn't have that, so. But for me, honestly, the movies very much felt like I like the novelty of the first one. It's slow, very slow pace, but I kind of get that. But then, by the second movie came around, it's like I already know what's gonna happen. I already had all these most of these scares, and it felt like
Yeah.
the same tricks. Like the first movie had a
Yeah,
scene where
it-
oh, Case, like Casey's a spider, like you hear Case screaming. It's like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's just a spider, or something like that. And then the second movie,
Right.
oh, someone else is screaming. What is that? Oh, it's just a shit in the bathroom. You know, it's an
Yeah.
almost exact copy of the scene. It's like,
yeah, a lot of it was just
You know,
like
they
a lot
do
of
that.
copy paste. But you know what? You know, props to them. It fucking worked. I
It
mean,
did.
if we're
They
if
stretched
we're,
it thin for 4 movies. They shouldn't do more movies like that, and I'd be disappointed if the other ones were like this. Like, I think they should leave it there
God, I
because the
hope
fourth
not.
movie was kind of the last of like the jump scares that it wouldn't be as cool in the other ones. I think the first 4 was totally fine. Feels kind of stretched thin at the end of 4, but afterwards, I hope they change it up with the next movies.
a thing that
if we're go ahead.
I think that I don't like as well is, I don't know how I might be the odd one out here, but I don't like how the plot goes on. I like doing it simple in the first movie. It just kind of feels like it becomes like a messy web over time.
Yeah, but I think that's also just timeline shit that they fucked up. Like
Exactly.
I feel like they could have done timeline.
I
better.
don't think they ever planned on making more than one movie at first, and that's what it was.
So they're trying to
Oh, of course
connect
not.
all the dots.
Yeah, exactly. And I can get them trying to do that, but for me, it's like the power creep. It's like, okay, so it goes haunting them. Katie was haunted since she was like, what, 6, and the ghost has been following her. And then it's like, it's like, oh, her sister's haunted too. And it's because the
Whoa.
child, because the grandma, you know.
I was just about to say, if we're done talking about 1, we can go into 2, which,
Yeah, where we
Like you
learn
guys-
shit.
yeah, where we
Yeah.
start learning more about the family past, which, the budget for number 2 was a total of 3 million USD because they made so much off the last
oh my
movie.
God.
It's a bit,
Uh,
that's a little bit higher.
Their
What's the
box
percentage
office
on that? That's like
growth,
150% upwards.
yeah, their box office growth
Oh, way more
was
than
a
that.
little less. It was 177.5 million, which is 20
Still
million
damn good.
or around 20 million less than what they made on the first one, but
Yeah.
it still was a huge success. And
Well, usually, I feel like usually what I tell is if people like something is usually the movie that comes after that.
Mhm.
Is if
Well,
if it keeps getting like more money.
Exactly. Like,
well, that's
if the second movie is good, then that means they'll probably make it around the same amount of third movie. But if not, it's gonna probably be less.
another
what it
trend
is.
we're going to be seeing with the Paranormal Activity movies is that it's gonna
I'm assuming
keep
it's gonna be
stacking
diminishing
up.
returns.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
like a staircase going up.
Really?
I feel like people were like disappointed. Like they had high hopes for the first one and they were disappointed a
Really?
little bit. I feel like
I think the first
Like,
one
it
nobody
was
knew about it. and it
okay.
became popular.
I don't know anything about
a
it, so I
lot of
can't say
people
anything.
watched it. They made a
Um,
decent amount of money off of it.
The second movie, the cast still the same cast as before. No one's changed. Yeah. Though
Yeah, we're just
we
just get
get
another
They're adding
perspective.
like a lot of people.
we do get another distribution company, which is actually we got like a couple more. So Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Studios, DreamWorks, Icon Productions, I Am Global, and Vision. So Blumhouse Studio is nowhere for number 2. From
It's
what
interesting. I wonder why
I
they
have
weren't
here.
a part of it. Did they drop out or were
I'm about to
they
say
kicked?
maybe they sold it or something like that.
Maybe they sold it off.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
they might have. I'm pretty sure they did. That's a
'Cause
big mistake.
What Blumhouse,
man.
well, what
Now they're
Blumhouse
out
does a
making
lot
Five
is,
Nights at Freddy's movies.
well, what Blumhouse does a lot usually is they make like something for like a lot of stuff for cheap, and they just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Hence
Yeah,
the,
but it stuck, and
Winnie
then
the
they
Pooh
didn't stick
Blood Money
around.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, like what? I feel like Blumhouse could have done a lot more with a good, universe like this, rather than the Winnie the Pooh and Freddy Fazbear, Five Nights at
What?
Freddy's. It was a good movie. Don't get me
Did
wrong. But like,
Blumhouse do
Like-
Freddy Faz or Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blumhouse is doing Five Nights
Oh, I
at
thought,
Freddy's.
like,
I feel
Warner
like they
Brothers
could,
had
if
a
they
hand
stuck
in
on
it,
this
too.
train, maybe. I don't know who actually owns the rights to Five Nights, but like I feel like if they stuck on the train of Paranormal Activity, they could have done a lot of good shit.
Guess we'll never know though.
But either way, like we learn, I wanted to touch on the Ouija board that Mika gets in the first movie. He gets it from his sister-in-law, from his girlfriend's family, and they're not married, so I don't know what to call it, but we'll call it sister-in-law. And he doesn't say that in the movie explicitly. He just says he borrowed the Ouija board, but it's revealed in the second movie that the sister's family is where it came from, and they have it before it got damaged in the first movie. So that's why I'm saying like timelines are all fucking weird, because timeline wise it actually goes like movie 3, 2, 1, and then 4
Yeah.
as we go
It's
into the
kinda
future.
wacky.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit
Yeah.
difficult to put that all together in my head.
Oh yeah, we had to start writing down dates just so I can keep it together.
It was
Because they're
dude,
flashing
I didn't
the current
bother.
date all the time.
Yeah, I had issues because the first movie came out in 2009 and it was taking place in like 2003. Then the next one came out in 2010, but it was taking place in 2009. So, or maybe it was taking place in 2010. There's something fucking weird.
So it's
Yeah.
So the first two movies take place throughout September to October of 2006.
Well,
Yeah, it's the same year because her sister comes like.
what took place in 2003? One of them was 2003.
I think that was the fourth movie.
No,
No, that was later on.
No, fourth can't take place in 2003.
You good, Jared? Your
I
microphone.
didn't take. What happened?
That's a good note. Baby crying, bad movie.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
yeah, we can hear you. Okay, you got super fuzzy for a second. I don't know if it'll show up in the recording like that, but Discord
Hopefully
got
not.
all crazy.
Interesting.
So you said movie 4 was 2003?
That doesn't make any
No,
sense.
there's no chance it could be. It has to be like 2000 and
After
Well,
I was gonna
2009.
say because there,
I don't remember
yeah,
timelines
because
of
there's
this
like
fucking movie, bro.
newer. There's
2011. Sorry, November 1st of 2011
okay,
is
I was
when
gonna
it
say,
starts.
Because in that movie, in movie 4, the MacBook Pro that the main character daughter uses, I have right here. That is, it's a 2011 Retina.
Wild.
Hmm.
Okay, so perfect.
Leave it to
2011,
Harry, the
2011.
computer nerd, to discover what computer they're using.
Sorry, I looked at it and I said I literally have that.
Which
I
movie
have-
was in
technically I have two right now.
2003? Because I know there was one where it was like, oh, we found these weird VHS tapes from like a long time ago.
That was like that was third.
That was the third.
That was in 2003. That was in 2003 though. I don't think it was.
Oh man,
I don't know.
timelines
Maybe-
mess me up so much. I'm not smart enough.
The thing
So
is,
it might be Bernstein's universe situation.
no, none of them were in 2003, Travis.
But who
Honestly,
brought up
I think
2003?
I think fate is less
You
confusing
did.
than this.
Someone brought up 2003.
That was me. I know.
You
for
said
a
it.
fucking fact. There was
Harry
a
brought
2003.
it up. He just admitted it.
That's.
I think
I
Harry's
know.
a
That's what I'm
psycho.
saying. Am I?
Yes.
I'm not crazy. I
think-
swear.
I think I'm having a Bernstein Bernstein Bears situation right now.
It's Berenstein Bears.
Yeah, it's a Mandela effect.
Mandela
Yeah.
catalog.
Either way, the timelines are fucking strange and hard to wrap your head around.
Very much.
So it's like we got the Xbox Connect, we got the MacBooks in the fourth movie.
Oh.
Like it was
The
pretty
Kinect.
fucking recent.
The Xbox Connect
Yeah.
was probably the worst part about that fucking movie.
Really?
I didn't like
Scary.
it.
I
thought
thought
that
that
was
was a fun
awesome.
idea.
It was cool.
That was the only way that we've actually seen an outline consistently
I
of
thought it
a
was
being.
just like. I thought it was
I
too
thought
much.
the light thing with
Really?
the dots.
Yeah, I thought it was too much. Yeah, it's the Xbox Connect. It was just like. I don't know.
thought
I
that was
kind of
interesting.
like. I kind of liked it. Kind of like the monster being invisible, like we don't know what it is. Turns
It
out
still
it's
is
just
invisible.
You
like-
literally just contradicted yourself. You were saying earlier how in all the other movies we get to see Jason going up and killing them. We get to see what's going on, and now you're complaining about being able to see it.
I wasn't
Bruh.
complaining
I
about
think-
that at all. I was saying
I think
that
what
we never
Travis-
really get to see. You don't really see that in movies nowadays. Like usually you see Jason coming a mile away, but with this one, the reason why I liked it so much, if you were listening to what I was saying, is because we don't get to see what's there.
I kind of
Right,
liked it
okay.
though.
No, I
Because
do
it's-
remember that now.
It had a bit more suspense to the movie when it's like when you knew
When you
he
couldn't
was there,
see
it's
it,
like, ooh.
yeah, and now you just see it as like, oh,
Right.
it's just a
Because it's
child. I
realistic.
thought it was
no.
like some tall,
No, but that's
gangly
also-
creature.
No, I like that way more
I
actually.
think they did
like
it right.
I like movies where, for example, let's say I like a movie where you know something's there but the character doesn't, way more than you and the character both get surprised at the same time. I find that
Right,
way
when the
more
characters-
enjoyable.
Yeah,
kidder's
when
unaware.
they're actually there in reality, like they're totally unaware.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like when you
I-
go back and look on the film, that's when you're like, yo, what the fuck?
I want to argue on the connect part a little bit more, because for the most part, I think for like most of the scenes, maybe minus one that the connect is in, if you weren't paying attention explicitly, like looking for ghosts and shit, you probably wouldn't have seen it. You wouldn't have seen the little couch
The little
moving,
lights.
Oh,
or the person,
the
the little
first
guy behind,
video.
what's his name, Hunter.
Yeah.
Like you really wouldn't have seen it if you weren't expecting a ghost or something to see there.
You had to pay attention.
Right. So I think they did the Kinect properly, and using that, like, not a lot of people knew how the Kinect works. So when they explained that in the movie, I thought that was awesome. It's like you get to see the infrared dots, and dots is a thing how real ghost hunters
dots protection,
try and look for ghosts. So dot projecting, I forgot the name for a second, but
That's what
using
it's called.
the infrared dots, the way the Xbox Kinect does, is a great way to combine those two worlds.
Yeah, I find that really interesting, and that was like one of the things I actually enjoyed about the fourth movie.
Yeah.
We haven't really talked much about the third movie.
Well, we were
talked a little
supposed to be
bit
talking about
the-
the second movie, but we talked about the fourth movie.
Yeah,
Because timeline shit, dude. That
me personally, I think the second movie is my least favorite.
It's the same thing, just
Really?
recycled, to be honest.
It very much felt like the first thing, but it's like, okay, we learned like
yeah,
a few things. It's like the only thing that really changed was like a few like plot details that we learned.
The
or, like,
layout of the house. as
information.
well.
well, okay.
just-
we learned
A little
that.
bit about the story, like their
Yeah, we
backstory.
get to
Yeah.
learn a lot of plot points that drive the other movies, but we learn in the second movie that they are what caused the first movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that like
And-
the entire first movie happened because of the events in the second movie. So that
Yeah,
was the
but
whole
also-
point, the whole
Katie-
twist of the movie.
but also leaves open the
Katie
plot.
doesn't get haunted and possessed if they don't push it out of Christy first.
Yes, they said, I don't want this anymore, but we can't kill it. We have to transfer it. So who else do we transfer it to than my beloved sister?
And then like
yeah,
what?
thing,
a
though, is-
couple months later, like she came and kidnapped
Yeah,
their kid
It
Hunter,
was
Hunter,
like
right?
3 months
Hunter?
later.
I think
Yeah,
that-
which was
it,
movie
it does
3.
kind of
3
leave
months
open a
later.
plot hole, though. At least I think so. Is that like Katie in the first movie was like, oh yeah, I've been haunted like all my well, not all my life, but like she's been haunted ever since she was like 6 periodically. So it's like,
Yeah,
mean,
so it makes
like, it
sense.
doesn't-
Yeah, it does kind of fall into line there. I don't see how it's a plot hole. If her and
I don't
her
know.
sister were both like kind of haunted and shit, and they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna talk about it," or
Which
some shit like
one?
that.
Which one was the
What does-
younger one? Like what was her name?
There were ages involved. Wait a minute.
No, the two sisters.
The
one-
sisters. There was a younger and an older sister.
I
The
think
youngest
Katie
is
was
First
Christy.
movie, or
No
the mom
idea.
from the second.
I think Katie was younger.
No,
So-
Christy's the youngest.
No,
Christy,
I think
No, no,
Okay.
Katie's
Christy's
the
the
older
younger.
Yeah,
sister.
so
Okay.
the lady from the first movie is the older sister. Second movie with the mom with
Yes.
family is younger.
Okay,
So
I
the
just
younger
assumed
one
so,
was
'cause she-
haunted.
Yes.
Christy was like actually like the one to hang out with the ghost and like
Yes.
Oh.
Travis is completely frozen, so I hope he's okay.
My camera froze mid
it's fine.
yawn.
Yeah.
He's back.
Okay, that was awesome.
I-
So yeah,
she
we
kind of brought it into like the family, you know, like without
Yeah.
her contact with it with the rest of like the family around, like none of it probably would have happened
Yeah.
because she's so vulnerable, you know. And then Katie got like
yeah.
all of a sudden she was the one being like tossed around and like bullied by Toby
Yes.
when Christy actually had a relationship with Toby that like came in.
I don't know about how much of it
At
was
first,
a
an
relationship.
abusive relationship.
Yeah,
Manipulative, abusive relationship.
because both of the times that kids were involved, they were extremely silent. They're like, "I'm not supposed to talk about this. He'll hurt me." Like when
Grooming
the
type.
son asked,
The ghost is a groomer.
yeah.
yeah, when Hunter
Literally.
asked if the ghost was like friendly, he said, "If you do what he says." Like that's the vibe you get. It's a very abusive style
He's gonna
relationship. They're
beat
not
me.
actually friends.
He's going
Like
to
the
beat
ghost is a
me.
groomer, man.
That's how Toby like answers the kid. I bet is like, well, like,
I'll get you.
no,
I'll get you.
if you
I'm
listen,
gonna beat you.
know, nothing bad
Yeah.
will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah. Like,
I'm
okay,
going
so
to grind you
wanna
up in the meat and put you in the fish tank.
I can relate personally to, like, you know, the baby when he was a baby in the crib and he was like yapping and talking to the ghost in the corner and shit. I don't remember this, but my mom has told me pretty consistently throughout my life, I did that shit. I would stand up in my crib and talk to the corner. My baby blabbing gibberish and then on to real sentences when I can speak. So,
Harry's
So you're
possessed.
possessed.
Yeah.
so,
Harry's
hey,
possessed.
these paranormal movies, this shit hits home. Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's like you and
Hey,
I,
this hits
we're gonna
home.
be, what's her name, Katie and Mika.
No, don't say that.
No, we're not.
It's scary.
Not gonna-
So you're gonna die, is what you're saying.
And you're gonna be possessed. And
Harry's gonna get thrown
Get
right
out the
through that
child.
door. Right through this door, he's gonna get thrown through it.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a
And you
there's
know
a
what?
door, there's a real door in my room right behind that.
If I
that door in
find the
picture,
found
so-
footage and I see you get
Oh,
thrown
that's
through
wild.
the door, I'm gonna giggle a little bit, and then I'm gonna feel sad.
Hey, fuck you.
Damn.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
If dude,
What?
of all
Yeah,
of us
yeah.
in the group, I would be the one that has like the camera shit. Because like
Yeah.
I got all the gear already, man.
Yeah, I can
I
see
should-
you now. You take the place of Mika. You're just like, oh,
If there's
Not
any
the mustache.
ghosts, dude, I'm catching this. We got cameras around the property. We know what's up. And we have fucking night vision, which didn't happen until the fourth goddamn movie. There was no night vision. Cameras had
oh,
night vision
yeah.
No,
during
there
all of these
was-
movies.
Wasn't there night vision in the second
It's
movie?
expensive.
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
I think it's
Because
just
when
No,
he was
no,
running
it
around
did,
the
it did,
basement,
it did.
I thought he
I
had.
remember it did. It did.
it's very specifically green night sight. I've got a handy cam, a Sony handy cam from that my mom has tapes of my sister and I as babies on, and that has night vision handy cam, like the green ass shit from the fourth movie that we never saw throughout the other movies.
I think it was blue in the second movie, right?
That's what I'm saying. The blue night vision shit, that wasn't a thing. That
Oh,
was
no.
just room light. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
They
it's just like
put a
edited.
filter over it.
No, yeah.
It was not actual camera
Oh yeah,
night vision.
no. I'm sure it's
Oh.
just edited light.
We're coming up to the.
I'm
50-minute
curious to
mark,
go back.
folks.
God, we have so much to talk. We cannot do 4 movies at a time on one podcast, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
There's so
we
much
are.
shit to go over.
We're so close.
So that we can skip through, because I've talked about a lot of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, mainly how fucking great these movies are.
I want to talk about the
For
third
a
movie, since we haven't touched
low
on that a
budget
whole lot.
movie. Yeah.
What are you guys' opinion on the third movie? Want to know?
What happened in the third movie, dude?
Third one might be my personal favorite.
What? Yeah.
It kind of really pushes the disbelief of everything because
Yeah.
they're using cameras in the 80s.
Yeah.
But
It's
I think it's pretty
I
fucking
think-
but
convenient
it-
that they all decided to use cameras.
Yeah, and it's kind of
Third
funny how it's
one-
like they address it. It's like, oh, how it's like talking about buying tapes and stuff. So they sort of address it, but it's kind of goofy still.
Third one was the VHS.
no, yeah, because
one,
that would be
right?
expensive as hell.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
third one was the one that takes place the
Yeah.
earliest in the timeline,
It's like
when the
the
girls
Like the
were
80s.
little girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
one
And
that
that's
kind of
why-
scared me the most. They gave me little jumps every now and then. Because the fast
Yeah.
turns,
I think,
dude.
yeah.
It's the fast turns that got me.
Yeah. I think the slow turns with like the babysitter when it was panning
Yeah.
around.
Oh,
That was
the
the first time we
sheets.
see the woman jump scare where
Woman.
we proved that Travis is scared of women was when the babysitter, when it was on the fan, he put a camera on a fan that was oscillating, and it oscillated towards the fucking kitchen where she was just doing homework, and she jumps into the camera and says, "I gotcha." And
Yeah.
that it was pretty spooky. I'm
Wasn't
gonna
she
be honest.
like,
That,
hi, Dan?
Yeah, it was pretty.
yeah,
Scooby. It was
she
just like,
it's like
yeah,
hair
man,
flip
it was super
style.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
I just like blinked at it. I was
I'm
like,
the white girl in the 80s. Oh my god.
Okay, Meg.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, for a reason I like the third movie more than the second movie, but I think that's just because the third
I
movie
can
felt like
agree.
it was. I think it was a bit different and it freshened up a little bit because the second movie very much, to me, it felt like more of a rehash of the first, where like I said, just add a few more plot points.
Yeah.
Right. We
The
got
third
a lot
one
of
feels
information.
better paced too.
Oh, for
I
sure,
agree.
100% better paced. Oh my god.
That too.
Because there
Yeah, I
was
think it's
where
so
we
much
kinda get-
story.
Yeah, there was more story and there was
Yeah.
more ghost shit happening pretty constantly.
Yeah.
Because the guy,
Exactly.
like the boyfriend, was like always recording like every conversation. So we.
No, that was 4.
Mm-mm.
Was
I mean that one too, but so when they were younger,
Yeah.
their mom had a
The
boyfriend.
stepdad.
Yeah, well, Dan, and he was a videographer.
Oh yeah,
And, like,
he was super
yeah.
obsessed with taking videos and shit.
So he
Yeah.
was like always.
He had a
holding
bunch
up
of equipment.
So we got like so much information in that video or movie, which was nice.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
3 was the
I think-
iconic kitchen scene, right? Where like all the fucking doors and shit
Furniture's
like,
on the roof.
swung open.
No, that was the second movie.
No,
That was the second movie.
2.
Two.
Well,
That
that
was
was
the
both
movie.
2 and 3.
So
2 and 3 both had kitchen scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in movie 3, the kitchen, every item in the kitchen rose
on
to
the
the
roof.
ceiling and crashed down.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was
That
really
was
cool because
awesome.
like one
I like
minute
that.
you see everything in the kitchen, then it pans back and everything's just gone. And I was like, where did everything go?
Yeah.
And it just falls
Just-
from the ceiling.
Yeah.
That in the
I
kitchen
like
scene
that.
in movie 4, where her knife just rises up as she's not looking and it goes away into the ceiling.
Yeah,
That was
it
pretty
she doesn't
good.
find
flips
it for
up hella
fucking days.
fast.
And when the dad goes to look at the computer, he's like fucking with it because it keeps turning on, and his head's underneath right where the knife
I
came
thought
from.
he was going to die.
I thought for sure.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
for sure the knife was coming down.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
I
And he walked away and it stabbed right in front of the computer.
wish there was more scenes
Also,
like that.
okay, here's a plot thing that I talked about with Estella that I didn't bring up yet. In movie 4, the computers were the cameras, the laptops that they had around the house. Rich white people shit.
Yeah.
Having Macs in every room, but they were constantly recording, but to where? These Macs had a maximum of 500 gig storage. That was like if you got it ballin' out, 500 gigs was the max. So we're assuming under that, 256 gigs, maybe 100 gigs of storage. Where were they storing days worth of footage?
iCloud, bro.
That that wasn't the thing like that back then, dude.
Oh,
I know.
his
I'm just
hard
joking.
drive. Duh.
Magic.
I don't know.
That just
As a-
just a thing for people
Yeah.
that understand how much storage videoing that for
Well, it's
that
like
long
the
takes up.
Well, it's like the
Yeah.
third movie with the tape recorders and the handheld camera.
Yeah, but that was addressed how they were handling it. He had tapes that lasted 6 hours a pop, and he would go through all of them. In movie 4, that was never addressed. They would just
Yeah.
go and look at the footage from the last day or so, and then they threw it out. What did they do with it?
It's movie logic.
But that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm saying.
That one definitely has
first
the movie
3
logic.
movies were super grounded, like everything was taken care of, whereas movie 4 that was never taken care of.
Well, it was to the dedicated server.
Right, like
Dedicated
what
set
was it?
with the
Movie
dedicated RAM.
1, he had
Dedicated
Firewire.
RAM.
He had a camera that wasn't recording to the camera. He had a Firewire going to his PC that he for sure had extra storage on. So that
Yeah.
shit was explained.
Harry, you're the computer nerd here. I have no idea.
That's why I'm the one bringing it up. You
Yeah.
guys didn't even notice.
No,
I'll
did.
say
I
this.
just
So I did.
don't know what you're saying.
I think this fourth movie was where I started to actually I started liking a little bit more as well.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't really remember what happened in the fourth movie, dude.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to remember, but like,
Dude, basically everybody gets fucking molested by the little kid. And then
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, dude, the little kid's fucking creeping on
The
everybody.
neighbor
Oh,
kid
yeah.
was
Yeah.
like showing up
Robbie.
in the yard.
That's
The
Robbie.
homeless kid.
Just a little shit.
To be
I
fair,
wanted to beat
to be
his
fair,
ass, dude. I wanted
I
to
knew a
take
kid
like a
named
stick
Where
Robbie.
and
did
hit
Robbie
him.
was
come
weird.
from?
the house
If
across
Robbie
the
wasn't
street.
Hunter,
That's what I'm saying. Hunter is dead. And,
no, Hunter was the baby that Auntie stole.
and then
Yeah.
she tried to possess
Yeah.
him into another child's body. Because fucking the other little kid was all like, no, my name's Hunter.
No,
So
they
you
were
remember
trying to
that?
convince the little boy that his name was Hunter. So is
And
he
then he
Hunter or is
ended up
Robbie
being
Hunter?
like, no, I'm Hunter.
No,
No,
yeah,
Robbie is
so
Robbie.
supposedly
No, I'm
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
and
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
I'm getting confused.
Wyatt is Hunter.
Wyatt was
Because
all
he
like,
was
I'm
adopted.
Hunter. Oh, he is Hunter.
So
Oh,
But that's
Who's-
where it
so
doesn't make
who's
any
Robbie?
sense
forgot
of
about that. How did
Who-
she like?
just
Robbie's
what
a
they
kid
named
she
him.
kidnaps.
Oh no, Robbie's just another kid.
Robbie's just
Another
comes out of
kid
the
in this
fucking
fucked
nowhere.
up cult system.
We're probably gonna find
Oh,
this
yeah,
out in the
he's
next
just-
movies. Honestly,
Yay.
like Robbie is probably from somewhere. Hunter got like lost in child protective services or something.
No, that the other kid
because
is
he got
Hunter.
no. Wyatt is Hunter, but
Yeah.
he got adopted
Yeah, why? It's
legally, obviously. Like this family didn't
But
just
how and
snatch him.
why?
That's what we're
No, no.
gonna find out.
Maybe they did.
So wait,
Like, those other movies have to be where Wyatt, how Hunter got like left, and where the fuck Robbie came from.
Yeah,
Like,
so
who's Robbie?
where's the baby from the first movie? Actual Hunter.
Wyatt?
Mm,
I think.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I
what we
saw
just
it
agreed on,
Wyatt
right?
is
all that.
Hunter.
yeah. So they
Thank you.
so you guys are. I'm trying to go through it play by play. So you
Okay.
guys are saying Hunter, the baby from the first movie,
Yeah.
got
Yup.
adopted by the other family.
Somehow
Somehow.
he got kidnapped and then adopted into another completely different fucking family
And
for
then he
whatever
got
reason
kidnapped
that we have no
again.
idea about yet.
is getting
And
very
this is
confusing.
why
I don't
number
understand.
4,
Makes
although
up
had
no
some
sense.
great scares, pisses me off the most
What I was saying.
because of that right there.
Okay, so that
Of
wasn't.
no logic of why Katie
'Cause-
would give up Hunter to put him back with a different family
And then just to get
just
him
to
back.
pick him up
Maybe
again.
That makes
just
no
wanted-
sense.
7 years
He might
later?
have
That's a
gotten picked up
huge
by the
plot hole.
cops or something, dude. Like,
Maybe.
I don't understand that.
Maybe she
That's
just
a
wanted
huge
to
plot
kill
hole.
another family by cartoonishly snapping his neck.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was great.
4 definitely.
She went.
4 you
Ooh.
definitely just don't need.
Because it's like, how long was
Yeah.
Wyatt with them? It seemed like Wyatt was with them for a while because the sister's like talking about how he changed so much and going and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I think so. The Mac thing isn't
Yeah.
the only plot hole in the movie that I was so
Yep.
hyper fixated on.
Yeah, no.
It was also fucking Hunter
Yeah. I didn't notice
dancing
that.
around families.
I didn't
You
notice that,
even
so
thought that
that's,
it was like
Oh,
a
my opinion of
completely
it.
different. We knew it was a completely
Yeah,
different.
I
be
just kind of
honest,
accepted
you-
it in the movie, expecting them to explain it at some
I
point.
didn't
They
even
never did.
notice it. I was just like,
I didn't either.
they're trying to brainwash this child into thinking he's another one, and it's working.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. You guys remember, you two watched the movie like that movie by itself, so you were probably like, fresh. We watched
Yeah.
3 movies before that, and we were just exhausted of watching the same.
Oh
these
yeah,
movies at
you
this
guys
point,
that
watched them
probably
one
makes
day at a
sense.
time.
Yeah, we did.
You had more. You had more
we
time
watched
to
2 movies
process
in one
them.
go. I think
Ooh.
we watched first and second,
Well, no.
and then third and fourth were separate.
As far as my excuse,
No.
I own the series. Like I've rewatched these movies like a good handful
Yeah.
of times. So,
So, yeah,
You're
like,
just
definitely
letting
know.
us fucking
At this
monkeys
point-
talk about this.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
why I'm
because
like,
it's interesting.
that's why I'm like, Jared
Yeah.
needs to talk, man.
Well, like I have my criticisms about the films, but like you guys are, it's so much fresher for you guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like the majority of the audience would understand your points of view better than
But
mine.
I think it'd also be interesting to have more like
Yeah.
a more, how do I say it, informed view as well. Contrast.
Yeah, because I'm just sitting in some random couple's bedroom right now, recording on their computer.
No,
Actually, no, I'm using their
dude,
camera.
this is Mika. Dude, it's Mika's room. It's where they almost had their fun time on camera.
Yeah, I was there sitting in their closet.
Dude, Travis
was
was the
recording.
ghost.
Yeah,
Travis was so pissed off that they didn't end up doing it.
Well,
That
Travis, the one who
he
interrupted
just
them.
killed all three families.
Yeah, I got mad at them and I drugged them across the floor and I drugged her down the stairs and I possessed her.
Yep.
I killed me.
You are
Dude,
the Toby.
that'll fucking show them.
Yeah. All right. What do you guys think of the fourth movie?
I think it was the fourth movie. We've talked so much about the fourth movie because I keep talking about
Yeah.
it. It's so fresh in my brain.
Yeah.
It's definitely
We're also
confusing on
coming
how
up
it
on that hour
connects.
mark.
I kind of
Yeah.
like the characterization of the fourth movie a little bit, and like I said, I liked some of the scares, but now that you're seeing like the big plot hole is like, it's
That,
like,
then
oh,
I don't know if I can rate on it yet because we haven't watched the other movies.
well, up
I
until
can
this
sure
point,
give my
it's
rating
definitely a
on
big
it.
plot
What we
hole.
know.
Yeah, from what we know so far, that's a big fucking plot hole that we just can't explain.
Yeah, they have to have
Maybe
a
we're
good
stupid
reason.
and the movies do explain it.
Nuh-uh.
I'm
we're-
curious. I'm
At
curious.
least based
Yeah,
off
but they have to have a good reason.
based off what I recall, the fourth never really explains, and nothing really tied to the fourth gets explained any better. That's why it's kind of
So it's
turned
redundant.
into the least favorite of mine because it feels redundant.
Yeah,
I
so
don't-
it's literally just fat. It's just fat that can be trimmed.
I don't really remember what happened in the fourth movie, dude. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm pretty sure you said that about every movie so far.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, it's been like a week, right? A week since we watched it.
Yeah, it's been a week since we've watched the first two
first one.
movies.
Yeah. It's
I don't
still
have a
pretty
good
fresh.
memory. Okay, I don't have a good memory.
I don't have a good movie. memory. I just don't really.
I'm stoned.
I just think the movies are very slow
That's
and
probably-
boring.
I think that's probably why I'm not remembering them. It was just
I think
a lot
they're
of
just slow
them
and
were
boring.
boring. Yeah, they're just slow and boring. I still kind of like them. Like, you know,
sure are a part of the generation that can't look away from their TikTok and Subway surfers.
fuck you, buddy. Fuck you.
Look, man, no, there's some good horror movies. It's just the movie's very, very fucking inefficient with its time.
Yeah, this one you really have to get into and get used to for it to make a lot of sense. And I'm
I-
ripping on Travis because it's funny, but
I'm about to say,
you're
like,
not wrong. This movie
Yeah.
burns really fucking slow, and it could be a huge turnoff for a lot of people.
It's definitely
mean-
a perfect movie for like if you want to do a craft, like how I was
yes,
doing,
so
and it's like
it's really
perfect.
bad.
Some
This
things you
movie.
throw on in the background.
it's like a podcast
Yeah.
like this where you
But
put on
you
the
still
background.
fully
and while you
pay
do something.
attention to the
I just
plot.
like the extra
Yeah.
sound, so it doesn't sound like
I liked
I'm
it.
alone.
I don't need such a slow burn movie. Like Men being the slow burn the way it was.
Oh,
I like Men a
it
lot
was
more.
great.
I
I
like
don't
Men a
want to
lot
bring
more.
up that movie. I don't want to.
Men was a lot more efficient. And it
Why are we
tied itself
talking
up
about
really
that?
nicely and
I'm
stuff.
not going to put them in the same category. I think this and Men are in a very different category because Men is more like The Boys in the fact that they're relying on the fucking shock factor of, oh my god, that is awful and disgusting.
At the very end,
Whereas Paranormal Activity is very like grounded in
God.
reality. Like I turn the movie off and I'm actually paranoid.
I would disagree to a degree on that, where the shock value, because that was at the very end, shock value. It held its
A lot of the
cards
shock
until
value
the
was-
very end.
Yeah,
Which
all of
the
those
shock
movies
factor
do
of
that.
a fucking naked dude coming around and covering himself in dirt and cutting his
Bro.
arms open and sticking leaves in it. Like, come
I live
on.
in California.
Pretty
No.
I live in California, man.
Please.
2 years. Dude, I live in California.
And
Dude. 2
the
years ago, I
burning
saw a naked
scenes,
lady
that
on
was
the
cool,
highway.
but-
The priest.
Okay, we're getting jumbled here. One at a time, people. One at a time.
But same with the paranormal movies, like all of the weird or like all of the deaths happened at the end. I feel like like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
the
weird
crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
the craziest shit.
because
was,
it's a
like,
build-up. I
Yeah.
mean,
at once.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
That's the
all
climax of
the-
the
that's
story.
just
Yeah.
how you do a 3-act film. I mean, that's just how
That's
it
what I'm
all
goes.
saying. You
the
can't
action-
put them in the same category.
Yeah, all the action happened at the end of the movie, which I mean was like,
I
okay,
mean-
cool. I wish I got to see more of it throughout, aside from like a few clicks and bumps here. But
I mean, I guess
other than that, like, I don't know, it just seemed like such a slog to get through, and I just kind of wanted the pain to end. Cause they're
Interesting.
slow.
I
okay?
disagree.
They're
For
they're
me-
slow.
for me, I wanted to watch, like, I was like, man, I wish I was watching a different horror movie. I was like, I'd rather watch like Alien or like Terminator.
That's why I never played it. When I saw it on Netflix, I was like, meh, looks boring.
Usually I'm the same.
I'm gonna watch something.
I want to watch like Iron Man. I was watching the Godzilla and Kong movie that just came out.
I watched.
That's a great movie. I want to see big monsters and superheroes beating the shit out of stuff.
It was okay.
But for
Big
whatever
monkey
reason,
fights
these
big
movies
lizard.
captured me. Yeah, like those movies are awesome. Like big destruction, cool shit, or like Alien and Predator and shit. Like that's cool as fuck, and it's out of this world style stuff. But this, for whatever reason, caught my attention in reality, and I just loved it.
I'm not saying that they're bad movies, and I'm not saying that I don't love them. I'm just,
Yeah.
I wish a little more happened during the build-up of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it would have been overdone if they did that.
Honestly, for me, I feel like it should have just been one movie and that was it.
All of that in one movie?
I mean,
No,
they made the
no.
most off
I'm
the
just
first
saying.
one.
I'm saying they should have stopped after the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Aw.
So yeah, if it was just the first movie, yeah, that's fine. I think the first, second, and third were probably the only shit that I think needed to happen. Fourth, like you guys said, I think it was redundant.
Fourth was
The
redundant.
first one was like definitely could have been made better. Like I feel like that's why people didn't watch the second one as much. It's because there wasn't so much build up. It was like
Just
just
more
the
of a
end, and it
plot.
was like,
Yeah.
why did we buy tickets to like sit here for
I
half
like
the time bored and the other half of the time like actually
Yeah.
kind of invested?
I like the third one. The third one had a lot more going on in it. I mean, sure, it was the same old shtick, camera rotating, but they did more with the camera. Another gripe that I want to point out really quick with the fourth movie, the fridge. They could have done so much with them opening up the fridge door.
I kind of like that. They just did nothing with it.
Yeah, I forgot we talked about that.
They just blue ball
Honestly,
you.
I like that.
Yeah,
They
it's
had
too
blue ball you.
redundant in scary
Yeah,
movies.
They had chances
it's
to
just-
do things where you'd expect it.
It
That's what,
Pissed
like Estella, they
me
do it
off.
they do it a
Too
lot.
much.
So
That's
in
mad
these
got
movies,
blue
them
balled.
not doing it, I think that was a good choice. I
I
agree
like-
with
yeah.
Bungus and Estella on this one. Or-
Yeah, I like how they blue ball you on that
I
because you
call you
expect it.
Bungus a lot, dude.
it
Nah, I'm
pissed me
fine.
off.
Yeah, I wanted
was,
it to happen, and it didn't.
Yeah, I was like, just fucking scare us already. Have like the little kid standing right there or something.
That's
Do
what the
something
babysitter
with the
jumping in front of the
fridge.
camera was for, Travis.
Yep.
No, the fridge door. Directors, if you ever, if you're gonna listen to this, fuck you for the fridge.
Damn.
I think it was a good choice.
I think
They
it's
knew
just
what they
like,
were
The
doing.
point of like
Wow.
horror is to kind of like keep your anxiety up, and when you're like waiting for it,
I
and
was
they don't do
anxious
it,
for
like,
all of them.
You're waiting for something else after that
Yeah.
too. You know?
yeah.
No man.
I usually think
nothing
like a
happened.
horror movie is good when it. Well, I think usually horror movies are good when they can do two things: is make like really up your anxiety and expecting of something to happen and for it to happen, give you a reason to care and stuff, and then do it and then have you lower your guard and then surprise you right after.
Yes. So I think the best, like these, all of the movies, even through 4, did a great job with the timing of that, like getting you up and then going, oh, just
Yeah.
like finally releasing that. And
Yeah.
I think one of the better examples is the chandelier in the 4th movie
Oh my god. That
when what's her, I can't remember her name.
Oh, she almost died
the
from
main-
the chandelier.
The main character, yeah, she's like freaking out. She's carrying her laptop around from being on the phone with her boyfriend with the recording software still going.
Yep.
And she's like walking around and she's like freaking out a little bit and we can't see much. And we get a chance to be scared when she shows, like she turns around and we can see stuff and then it doesn't happen. And then the chandelier crashes at her
Yep.
feet and all the dust flies everywhere and you can see like glass shards. And that was good. I let my guard down and then boom, I could feel it in the floor with the subwoofer and everything happened. That got me good.
especially we were expecting something to happen because so much more happened before that as well.
Yes. So it was a
like-
really good fall off.
Getting stuck in the
Yep.
garage is like the scariest
Holy shit,
thing
that was a
that could
good scene.
ever happen. I
Freaking-
feel like,
yeah.
especially with the car on.
Yeah, the car was
Yep.
running. I thought she ran the car out of the garage, but I think it was the ghost.
I thought it was a
For
ghost.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm pretty sure the ghost was the
No,
one that.
She probably tried to
Ran
like
off.
stop it, and the ghost is like, "Nah."
Well,
she
she
can flip
yeah,
the gears
she tried getting
anyways.
into the car and she couldn't.
No, she breaks into the car and drives it out.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
She
there
breaks the
also
window,
wasn't any key to turn it off. She couldn't have turned the car off.
Yeah,
Another
but she
thing
was trying
that
to break it at least. like,
one
it's still
thing
break
that
it.
sorry. Oh, go ahead, finish.
Dude, she was done.
No.
Go.
That was good.
Oh, okay. The fact that the dad didn't believe him.
Oh, that was silly. That was some goosebump shit.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, are you
The
kidding me?
The parents from 4.
Yeah, they're
bothered
so
the shit out of
stupid.
me.
That was so annoying.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you silly rapscallions, ghosts don't exist. It's like, dude, she's like
It's like,
fucking
oh,
14.
Don't talk to
All
me
the
about
dad-
ghosts. Or you drove the car
dad
to the
didn't get a
garage
slow
'cause
burn.
you hate us.
Yeah, the dad didn't. Usually, like, all the characters got a slow burn to the point of their death. The dad did not. Mom, kinda. But all he got to see before the shit hit the fan was the knife coming from the ceiling and hitting
Yeah.
the table. And that was it.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
The girl,
no idea.
the main character girl did show him the video of strange shit happening before
Yeah.
it got bad, and she didn't fucking bother to show him any of the actual evidence of ghosts being around.
I think
Yeah.
she
But-
tried, but
Yeah, and
she
it's
showed
just
him
like
one
she-
video, but
Yeah.
none of the videos after that she showed him.
Yeah.
So he was
Fair.
like, "Oh, that's weird. How do you guys do that with the computer? I can't even work my phone." And then that was it. So then he walked over to the neighbor's house when shit was hitting the fan and fucking died. Like, he never got scared
Yeah, it
before
was
he
stupid.
got dragged around and killed.
And now that I think about it, he could have been removed from the movie and nothing would change.
Yeah,
Literally.
He's a redundant character.
nothing
It's
would
a
have
redundant
changed.
movie.
I guess the girl maybe wouldn't have died because she wouldn't have gone to the other house to get her dad. Maybe.
No, she would have because her brother was there.
yup.
Yeah,
I thought
she
it was
had to go
Hunter
for her
was
brother.
there.
Which, like, why
Yeah.
was he over there again?
He went over there because Auntie took him.
But like,
Something
how did
about
the
the street.
dad?
They were driving home from the ice cream or whatever they were doing, and they saw her taking him across the street. So
Yeah.
he said, "You go into the house, I'll go get the kid,"
Yeah.
and then he died.
Yeah.
I guess everybody died because the little girl, when she went over there, she had the laptop again. I forget how we were seeing the whole scene, but
I saw that scene because she was on the phone with Ben, and then
Yeah,
like,
she was on the
whole
phone,
garage
so-
part.
so she runs
Some
over there
Robbie.
and yeah, she's running throughout the house, gets the kid, and then gets mobbed by like 700 women.
That was silly. It's like
That was
what-
weird.
They
What
called
is
for
this?
Toby.
Oh, that was that was the cult. That was the
Oh, that's
what do they call the witches when they're
Which
together?
coven?
That's a
Cult
coven.
of Toby Maguire.
Oh my god, the coven.
Yeah,
So okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm less surprised about that.
the witch coming at the end was just silly to me. It's like, okay, you're kind of jumping the shark a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit power.
So
It's been
I'm,
kinda
I'm
like
so
power creep.
curious to watch the other movies.
Yeah,
Huh?
I am kind of curious to see where they go from here. But God, I wonder if it's gonna still be slow as hell.
That I think maybe I or we will watch one or two of the other movies and say this is great. Then we should do another podcast on this. Otherwise, we'll probably leave it.
I
I
want to
want to
finish
watch the
him.
rest of them anyways.
I want to finish him just see where the hell this goes. You know,
Mhm.
But
I
You know,
actually
and also we can,
do want
you know,
to
make a
finish
video
this
called-
because I'm curious
we
to
watched
see what
all
you
the
guys
Paranormal
say.
Activity movies, so you didn't have to.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
Yeah.
Summarize
Or
that shit. I
this
see where
can-
you're going, Travis.
what?
I see where you're going. We're reaching like a minute 15. We're reaching an hour and 15 almost.
I was
So
going to say,
Yeah.
this is also leading into a fun little video idea that we've kind of hashed out before about like doing IRL content. Of course, sadly,
Mhm.
you two will not be able to join us for this one, but we are going ghost hunting. And it's going to be
hell yeah.
it was inspired by this movie. At least for me, I wanted to go because of the movie.
So you guys got to get your Sony Handycams out.
Oh, why
Yeah.
do that when I have an iPhone?
No, that's not the way, Travis. You got, dude. I've got it right
I-
fucking here. I'll show it to the camera. I've got a real life Sony Handycam with night vision that we could do this shit on. It tape records, man.
You want to
I
send
wanna-
it to me, and then I'll send it back to you.
Wow.
I don't. I don't want to do that.
Real
No.
quick before we end the podcast, I want to ask y'all, what's your favorite? I want to know what y'all's like favorite to least favorite movie is so far.
Like
But
for the
it's-
Paranormal Activity movies.
In order, 3, 1, 2, 4.
I'm kind of the
So,
same with Harry.
there's your-
Agreed.
3 was the best. 1 was the second best. 2 was meh, and 4 was.
I think I'm kind of with you.
Yeah.
I think honestly for me, 1 and 3 are around equal, and then
For the
2 and
novelty of
4
it,
about-
of the idea, 1 hits it.
Yeah.
But for the actual scare factor and story, 3 hits it.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
I think
Three's the overall best.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I like 3.
Yeah.
If we were to give this a star rating, personally, mine would be a 5.5 out of 10 for all the movies that we've seen. The only reason why
Y'all
I'm
combined-
docking points is because the timeline's confusing, it's slow, and there's plot holes.
The only plot hole was the boy being a little unexplained in his life.
Well, that's
So,
part of the
I
whole
wanna give it-
story.
I'm about to say though that's very
part of the whole
integral.
story. So
That's a pretty
like,
that's a pretty big thing, but we also it could be explained in the next movie. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna say 8 out of 10.
Didn't Trip earlier literally say it wasn't?
Wait, what boy? Hunter?
Yeah, the Hunter story, why he was like tossed to this other family, and
Oh yeah. No, that's not explained. But like his purpose is for the
where
coven.
Robbie fucking came from.
Yeah, Robbie's completely unexplained.
For me, I'd personally
Maybe
rate.
maybe Ghost Girl got knocked up while she was a ghost and had another fucking kid.
Dude, something we never talked about is like how the grandma is totally a part of the coven and like
Yeah.
wanted
Oh yeah, Grandma
That-
probably started
Yeah.
all of this shit.
Come
That-
on,
that would-
little
that would make the
kitties,
most sense.
have some cookies.
Yeah.
We have cookie. So,
We
yeah, I
have
wanna say 8 out of
possessed
10 for mine.
cookies.
Yeah, I
Toby's
feel like
touched each
7
of
out of
these
10.
cookies.
I'm a fan of the niche. Like I referred this to like Titanfall because they just went off and they did their own thing and they nailed it on the head, and it's great.
Okay. I get the niche part for me, but personally, I feel like they could have executed a lot better. I don't like the pacing. I feel like the movies can definitely be boring at times.
But that's found footage. Like most of the when I set up a camera in here, 90% of what I catch is not fucking cool or usable. It's just
Yeah.
me sitting at my desk or laying in bed sleeping.
But-
So it like I can relate to that.
Wait, you record
Yeah.
yourself while you sleep? It's kind of weird, man.
I used to
kinda.
have a security camera in here for actual security reasons.
But thing is, I feel like it's a job of the director and writers to try and fix that.
Find that balance. I think they found the balance. For me, they did it. In the pacing, it was slow,
First
but I
movie
think that I'm happy they did it that way.
I'll give you that on like the first and probably third movie, but the second movie and the fourth movie, for me, for whatever reason, I don't like them.
The fourth, I
think
think,
they're
was
bad
pretty
movies.
fast.
Well, fourth was a good bit decent, but I just feel like over time, the novelty of it wore down pretty quick.
Yeah. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the podcast that the movie number 4 was stretching they're already like what do I say, the stereotype that they've created of scares. It stretched that
The
pretty
tropes.
thin. It was getting a little old.
Well, they kept reusing the same tropes, yeah, and tricks.
That's what I'm saying. So that they didn't need the fourth movie, but after the fourth movie, I hope they changed that. I hope they don't keep doing this exact same formula.
Yeah.
I think
They need to
that's
change it.
exactly what's going to happen.
That
I'm not
makes
trying to
make
be
sense.
a-
And, Cherub. We gotta get Cherub's
What's up?
rating. What did you think of the first
you
4
mean, my
movies
ranking
out
order?
of 10?
Oh, okay, so my rating for the first 4,
Are you good,
Yes.
bud?
it's it's definitely tough. Just because
Yeah.
This franchise has like an odd place in my soul of like, oh, it hits all the paranormal like fears that I have in general.
Yeah.
And that's where kind of this franchise scratches that itch on me. And so upon revisit, maybe I'm at a 6, but I don't think I'm any lower than that. Watching them all at once in the middle of the day definitely sucks. Watching them one by one
In
at like
the day, you guys
11
did this during the
p.m.
day.
Yeah, we did this during the day, and I feel like that's what
You
killed
cannot
this
watch horror movies
franchise
during the
for-
day. Yeah.
What time did we end?
Like 10 or 11.
About 9.
Oh, 9.
Yeah, it's that I'm so happy that we did it, that Stella and I did it the way we did, like watching one movie a night. Like we got the atmosphere, it was dark as shit. I had the lights on in here, the reactive lights in the speakers, and it was scary. It was when you're supposed to watch a horror
yeah.
movie.
Okay.
No, that sounds perfect.
Shut the fuck
But
up.
when you're trying to do a marathon with some other like grown people that you don't live with, I mean, you got to find time where we found.
Yeah,
where
true.
We find time.
Yeah.
But
I can
do
appreciate the
think
movie
that's
marathon
kind
style
of
shit.
What?
Especially
Yeah.
if that one person drank a whole bunch of Taco Bell Diablo hot sauce before watching the movie marathon.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking excuse me.
Yeah, dude. Travis is fighting his own demons.
Yeah, I was fighting my own demons that day, dude.
Yeah.
Are you
I
fucking
had-
serious,
I had
bro?
Taco Bell that
He
day.
gave himself the shit so he can go on a movie marathon.
I had
Yeah.
Taco Bell that day for breakfast, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be such a good day." And the guy was like, "Do you want sauce?" And usually I don't get sauce, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a handful of Diablo hot sauce because I like the way it tastes and shit."
So you went and you
Time.
fucking got
Yeah.
Hot sauce.
Before we had lunch or anything else,
one
before
second,
he
one
had like
second.
any
1,
water or anything to
20.
drink, he's opening up these packets of hot sauce and just downing them.
Yeah, I was even
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Cherub, you want some hot sauces?" And he was like, "Why do you have hot sauce?"
Travis.
His first mistake was going to Taco Bell.
No, okay, so Taco Bell doesn't
Dude.
do what it does to other people, bruh. Okay, it doesn't do that
Yeah,
to
dude,
me.
I fucking love Taco Bell.
Taco Bell,
you
especially
guys
like
just got
Taco
weak
Bell
stomachs.
breakfast. No, it wasn't even that. It was just hot sauce, man. It was just hot sauce.
No,
Plus
I'm not talking about you. You and I, dude, we're Taco Bell guys. She's a Taco Bell guy
I
too.
fucking
She like you two, but dude, Bungus and Cherub, I keep calling you Bungus. They got weak ass stomachs if you can't handle.
I just
I
don't
mainly
like
go-
the
I
Taco
mainly
Bell
go for the
sauce. Like I don't
breakfast,
think
I'm
it
gonna be
tastes
honest.
good, but I get Taco Bell.
I don't like Taco Bell.
I don't get
I like-
sauce.
I like
Dude,
It's
I like
not the
local
best.
place.
Jared,
I like our local place, man.
what local place?
It's by the Rite Aid. Across the
The
street.
Taco
nearby
Bell next to the Rite Aid?
Whatever. We need to wrap this fucking podcast
Yeah.
up. We're hitting the
Okay.
hour 20-minute.
Are you talking about that
Okay.
truck?
Boys,
Look, let's
Okay,
focus.
okay,
this is an after the podcast activity.
After
Anyways, let's let my camera stop fucking up really quick.
no.
Anyways,
let's keep going.
that was the review the Scuffed review for the first 4 Paranormal Activity movies.
That's how you should name it. Scuffed review of.
The Scuffed
Yeah.
movie review.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I dropped my
Yeah.
thing. I'll get it later.
You know,
We're pretty
you know,
bad
I can,
at this.
you know what I can definitely say about these movies? They're pretty cryptic.
Get out of here.
That's
These
all,
movies
folks.
are pretty fucking cryptic.
That's all, folks. End it right here,
Jared,
Travis.
why?
And I'm sure there were a couple corners in the movie as well. So if you guys
Ah!
like corners that are cryptic, you should subscribe to this podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
If you guys like this episode of
I
Cryptic
think we-
Corner, please like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, give us a listen. If you want us to review anything, video game, movie, story, whatever it is, as long as it doesn't end up killing us, We'll review it.
And it's not actually real life or politics.
Oh yeah, no politics, no real life things.
No,
so,
no.
no,
Let's
we're
talk
saying
about the politics of pickle juice, all right? I really want to know.
no
It's good for
politics.
cramps, that's
Nothing
about it.
political.
Please follow us on
So-
all the social medias.
Nothing real. The
yeah.
last time we got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Damn.
MySpace.
We do not have MySpace. We have Threads.
Yeah, it's not Twitter, it's
And it's
X.
X now.
Sorry, guys, it's X. We have an X account.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Okay, Elon.
Look out for our ghost hunting video. I'm gonna make that pretty cool.
I'm so
I'm gonna make it a
curious.
pretty cool
No.
edit.
You're gonna
for
give
it. I have
me
an
the
idea
edit
how I'm
this
gonna do it.
time, so I can actually see it.
Yep.
No. I'll give you a copy, but I'm gonna edit the video.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
Anyways.
you're actually gonna edit the video this time.
How about we both
Sure.
take a stab at the edits
It was-
and then
uh,
like
Anyways.
see how everyone feels. Bye.
Anyways, bye.
yeah, bye.
Yeah, so bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Whoops. This is the end.